everybody. We're here with Murilo Damin. He's joining us from Kentucky, I believe. And we're going to be talking about a little bit about his history with handball, how he got involved, and how this championship run got to happen with him and his Kentucky team from the University of Kentucky in the last college national. So, hello, Murilo. Thank you for being with us. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing perfect. Thanks for having me at your podcast. Yeah, I'm here to talk a little bit about University of Kentucky Handball and my journey through handball. So, yeah, I'm excited.
All right, so let's get started with how did you get involved with handball? When did you start playing? And how was that journey for you?
Yeah, so I started playing handball in Brazil. I'm originally from Brazil. So in Brazil, it's really common, people to play handball. And I started as a kid, so I think I was like maybe eight or nine. Started really early in the journey, and they had a really good program out there. So yeah, and then I played all through my school, high school, middle school, and then when I finally got to college, I moved to Kentucky, so from all the way from Brazil. And then when I got here, there's no handball, not at all. So that was a really sad news for me. And so yeah, we had to like move the stuff around and try to get people to play handball and to meet this great sport.
Okay, it's about. Let's go a little bit back to your roots in Brazil. So, you play just at your school, or you play on a club as well?
Yes. So the club was part of the school. So it was like a really well settled down program. So and then we'd have like school tournaments where we'd have like tournaments around regional and then state and then possibly nationals. And then the same thing for club. So we'd have like nationals, regionals, and then even like South American championships.
Okay.
So yeah.
So how high did you get into with your championship acumen? Did you win any championship like regional, national?
Yeah, we did play 2 times national, but we never made it to the first division. Never won the first place. But it was really competitive, and like we would have like really good teams around us, so it would be hard to get up there.
Okay, so what was the name of your club over there?
Yeah, it's called S01E07 de Handball. Okay. So it's like from like central Brazil, so in the state of Mato Grosso. So.
Okay, nice, great. So you say you went to college. Did you start college right here in the U.S. or you started in Brazil and then you transferred?
Yeah, so I graduated from high school in Brazil and then waited like a semester and then moved over to the United States to start college here.
All right, and you decided on the University of Kentucky. What is your major there?
Yeah, so I'm currently studying communication technology and computer science. And yeah, I mean, I decided to choose Kentucky because they're really big on sports, and I've always played sports growing up. And yeah, they have a really good international center as well. So there's a lot of international students here from all over the globe. Yeah, I mean, the biggest reason I think was like sports, related, because I knew I wanted to do something with it. So yeah, here we are now.
Okay, so what other sports do you play besides handball?
Yeah, I've done a lot of track and field, so a lot of running, and then swimming as well, but mainly handball. So, but I didn't, I didn't know how to look up for the club if they did have a club here before coming or not. So that was kind of shit in the dark, but yeah.
Okay, so now you're here in the U.S. As a freshman in Kentucky, and how do you start getting involved with handball?
Yeah, so I'm actually a junior. Yeah, so I've been here for like 2 years, and there was originally a beach handball club here, so the Kentucky Stags, that's run by Jacob Roberts. So they've been they've been working with that for a couple years before I got here. I think I started in 2020. So but it was more like beach handball, which is pretty cool. But I rather indoor handball. I mean, I grew up playing indoor handball. So yeah, and then I kind of get together with them, and then we have the amazing coach called Ruben Humada. He's perfect. He's always like helping handball grow up here. So I think we have those people that are really important, and within those resources, we just gather people around, and then we come up with a club.
Okay, so are you the president of the club, an officer in it?
Yeah, so I'm the president of the handball club, and then yeah, so we have some other Brazilians as well. I think there's a lot of international students here, as I said before. So that helped us a lot to show the Americans how how handball works, and so I think that's a important piece we kind of get first to show them what is handball, and then now people are getting around and getting interested about the sport.
Okay, so tell me a little bit, how was the process of creating the club, recruiting, establishing, and then getting to the point where you were able to play your first official game?
Yeah, I think we can go back to kind of. I worked for the campus recreation department on campus, so that made really easy. Getting courts access and all the materials that we wanted. So yeah, I mean, kind of we started, as I said, was international. So the first practice, I don't think we had any American, to be honest. It was all international students out there playing, and yeah, it was growing. So like we started small, where like we didn't have goals and anything. We used like the gym goals, and then also like it got like people to show up. We had more space, so like we have like two full size courts already, and then campus recreation also bought like the official goal. So I think it's a big thing for them because they have all the materials and all that, and then also Kentucky Stags, they also had like the balls and stuff. So we just had people to show up and yeah, kind of get ready to play.
All right, and so the process of starting the club, how the paperwork and that. Do you remember what were the requirements for you to start it?
Yes, I think there was like a minimum requirement for like amount of people, so I think it was like 5. So I kind of got some of my friends to together do like, oh, I just need your help to like assign this, and then we're gonna get started with the club. Yeah, there was like a lot of liability thing as well. So like people had to like make sure to sign waivers and things because we try to do like everything official. And yeah, there's a lot of paperwork. It's been a minute. I don't remember everything, but there was a lot of paperwork, especially to like get people on the roster officially on the BB involved. So yeah.
Okay, and then when you started having practices, how hard it was to recruit people and get to a good number of people to have a game at practice?
Yeah. So I think at the beginning was kind of hard, especially because people didn't know what handball was, and but then once we like start playing and moving things around, especially like with like showing up on social media, some people start to just like reaching out, be like, I've seen the handball on TikTok, and I'm really interested in joining the club, and yeah, so we'd have those people. But I think at the beginning it was really hard, especially because people didn't know it was handball. So, and I think we're the only club in the state of Kentucky, especially for college. So people never heard of it, or they might heard of it a little bit, but never played before. Or maybe played in PE, but that was it. So yeah, so at the beginning it was kind of hard to get all those people, but I think the way it started and it worked out really good. It was like because we got a lot of friends. So I had one friend, and then they had another friend who wanted to play. So everybody right now in the team is connected somehow. There's not like a single person that just showed up. So everybody somehow knew each other. So that's pretty good.
Okay, and to get to the point where you guys play your first official game, you remember which game was that?
I think yes. I think it was around November last year. And that was a conference match day within the Trailblazer Conference up in Miami of Ohio. Yeah.
So how much time passed since you started with the club, your practices, until you go to the first official game that you play?
I think that was probably we started practice in August, so August 3rd, November, and we'd have we didn't have any like play before. We did play like a tournament in September for beach handball, but it was just just a group. It wasn't everybody. It was like maybe 6 people, so it wasn't everybody, and it was different. But indoor, then we started in August, and then in November we had our first 2 games. It was the same day against Ohio State up in Miami, Ohio, and yeah, we got the 2 wins, and people were really happy because it was such a short time of period, and especially practice. So
yeah, that was pretty quick actually. So how many people were in that first team? How many players do you have?
Yes, so I think on the first team we had maybe like 8 people, maybe like that, like consistent. And then I think for this season that was also like a really good thing. We had some people from Cincinnati as well that didn't have a team this season, so it was like 2 or 3 people that played maybe 1 or 2 years. They were like learning handball that joined us this season. So from the University of Cincinnati handball.
Okay, so how far away is that university?
That's like an hour and a half from here.
Okay. So this was last season, or it was this season last year?
This season last year.
Oh, okay, so the club got started this year.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
wow. Okay, and so Then you played that in that conference, and then you went to the Trailblazer championship there.
Yes. So yeah, we went to a couple conference match days throughout last semester, and then this semester. I think this semester was like the time we had most games.
Mm-hmm.
So like in up in February and in March. So then we had a lot of a lot of match days, and then we hosted the Trailblazer team handball league here at UK.
Okay, and that team that you guys presented in that tournament was all full of Kentucky players, or you have University of Cincinnati players as well with you?
Yeah, we had the team was mostly I think we had like 10 kids from UK, and then maybe 3 or 2 from University of Cincinnati that also played with us because they didn't have a team. So yeah, and then we had I think we had in total a tournament with 7 teams here in Kentucky. So it was pretty fun 2 days of handball.
Okay, and how did you guys do on that tournament?
Yeah, so we did beat the last D2 champions, University of Pittsburgh. So we beat them, which was people were really happy because we like all these teams have been playing for a long time, and so we're kind of and then we faced up Ohio State Team 1, so Ohio State Scarlet. They currently play D1. So the first game we were really happy as well because we took them to the overtime, so they won by like 3 balls, and then the second game we also played them on the for the first final because it was a double elimination. It was a double elimination. So the first championship game we beat them by like 1 or 2 goals, and then we went to the last, and then we were like they only played like 4 games and we played like 6, so we were like way tired. And then they won the Trailblazer tournament, so we finished a runner up.
All right, so that way you guys were really prepared for going to college nationals. And,
yes.
And I remember when they were deciding which teams were going to be on D1 and D2, I remember thinking, oh, Kentucky for sure is going to go for D1 after beating Ohio State. So how came about that you guys decided to go for D2 in this year?
Yeah, I think we're not like prepared enough for D1. We definitely need experience. I think I'm the only player that have been playing handball for more than a year that went to to the nationals. So I think we needed like more experience, and definitely it was good. It was a good reason. It was good to go to D2 because all the players could get to know more what it looked like an official tournament. And I think especially for the team, like it's always good from step by step, try to not jump things over. So yeah, and then now we'll see about the works next year. Probably gonna go D1. I think we're gonna have more players, and we have some commitments already from other countries, so that's a good thing as well.
Oh, okay. So you're recruiting already from abroad. Nice.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the team that went to college national. It was the same team that competed at the Trailblazer conference, or you have different players?
It was mostly the same team, but we have some people like drop out or like that didn't play in the Trailblazer. But it was like 90% the same team. We had like 1 or 2 kids that drop out, and then we have another people going. But which was funny because half of the team started the season this semester, so they didn't play last December. They started practicing with us in January.
Okay, so what do you attribute the success of the team to? Because, like you say, you started this school year with the club itself. You play your first tournament a couple of months later. You almost won the Trailblazer conference a few months later. You win Division 2 all in the span of 1 year. You also hosted a tournament, which is not easy feat to do, and all in a very short time. So what do you attribute this to, this success and this way of getting so much out of a group?
I think we have a really special group here. Like I love to hear this people here at UK, and especially like the sense of community everybody has here. I think that's definitely helped us, to build this program and like from ground up and be successful at the end. So I think especially like I would say like the most special thing here it is the people, because without them, like when I say people, it's everybody. It's the campus recreation staff, it's the players, it's the supporters. It's the people that show up for that showed up to volunteer for the tournament, even though they didn't play. So I think that's a really good thing. And I think campus recreation at UK, they offer like a lot of things for us. I mean, they offered all the materials and everything, so I think that really helped us. And also we have, a lot of people like Ruben that been, has a ton of experience with handball, in, here in this United States and out abroad in Spain. So I think that's also summed up a lot. And I think, but yeah, I mean, we have a lot of people that, during like Trailblazer, for example, we had we like students from other team didn't have to like ref or didn't have to be at the table because we have people. We had those people to take care of it, so that just the students could have a better experience just playing it and not having to help us. So I think that was pretty good, and I mean the organization was pretty nice from the tournament as well. So I think I'm gonna attribute this to the people. So yeah.
Nice, perfect. And so let's talk a little bit about Ruben, because I think what you guys have there, which is a dedicated coach for the team, is something that not many college teams have, and we've seen throughout the years that it always makes a difference. But you not only you have a dedicated coach, you got like a especially good dedicated coach. So tell me how much how much influence he had in the development of the players that never played before.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, pretty much everybody on the team like never played before. So I think we would work, from always from the ground up. So I mean, Ruben is a really knowledgeable. I mean, everybody knows his work. He's really good, and so I think the most important thing, and like which I like the most about him, it's like first he makes the people get interested to the sport, and then after he goes, around and changing and kind of like adding up stuff where people they're interested in the sport, and then Ruben just goes in there and then fix things and like so in practice and things like that. So I think he's a really special coach and everybody loves him, and I think like he as a person as well helps a lot, the community of of the club. He doesn't only show up for practices and be like, let's go guys, let's do this. He's always like the after program work. So but that means, I mean, like outside of practice he's always taking care of like people. So I think that's really special.
Nice. And going back a little bit about you, because you were the person that started the club, that were able to interact with the rec department there, and you had the most experience as well. And in this past tournament, you got the MVP of the league. So how do you see yourself compared with all the other players in the league? Do you really think you were the MVP, or there were other people that you think play at the same level than you, or better?
I mean, I can be a little biased in that, but I mean, I think I've had a lot of experience. As I said, I've been playing since I was a kid, so it's a definitely different level from people that started like 3 or 4 years ago. We did have a lot of a lot of good players in the tournament. I mean, both tournaments we played, but I don't know. I mean, it's deservable. I mean, I scored like 70 goals in 4 games, so I think that's that tells a lot. And I wasn't the only one scoring on my team. Like everybody scored as well, so that's another thing as well. But and also I think it comes a lot to like the styling of playing. You can see like the way I play is different from a good American play. So you can see the difference for like growing up. Like my coach back in Brazil, like his characteristics of playing is different from whoever from the other players. So that into account as well.
Okay, so how do you see the level of playing here in the college tournament compared to, let's not say to the biggest level in Brazil, but at least the level that you were playing in Brazil when you were there?
Yeah. I mean, I played to like I was in really good like region for handball, so it was a really developed region for handball. We just never made it to like really top competitions because I mean there's clubs from like, and my club in Brazil was new, like decently new. When I joined, there was only 5 years of the existence of the club, so it was recently new. Meanwhile, the city, our like neighbor city, was been working for like 40 years. Right. So, but yeah, I mean, it is really different from the level like of Brazil, because in Brazil people like know what handball it is, so the things works around, But here I see like there's always a struggle to get people to go and like get the places, but then you get the venue, but then there's no lines because people never heard of handball. And so I think there's a lot of issues, but it's definitely like from the time I've been here, like 2.5 years, definitely I think it's been growing and people getting more interested about it. more universities have been like getting clubs like from like the Trailblazer conference. So, like here, this region of the United States, like Kentucky, Ohio. There's a lot of teams here, a lot of teams, and I think that goes to JD or he's like the runner up, the guy from Trailblazers. So he's been doing a nice work here as well. So I think like kind of comparing to Brazil, obviously like in Brazil, every city you go, there's gonna be a handball club, but here's growing. People are getting to know handball, and it's been pretty great.
All right. So, what are the future plans for the club? What do you guys have in store for next year? What do you want to achieve?
Yeah, so we definitely want to start a women's team as well. There's definitely people for it. We have some Brazilian players that play before as well. So we're gonna try to start that as well. That's gonna be one of the new things for next year. And then also I think we're gonna try to do a better recruitment. So now that we have all we have we have credibility on what we're talking about, we can say that it take like that. So we're trying to do like a really good hiring program. So we have like some kids. We have 2 commitments for people that, are coming to study here. So yeah, I mean, we're just gonna start working and improve more, and then try to get more people, and get the job done.
Okay. And you were mentioning you guys were planning on playing in D1. Are you gonna have like 2 teams, one in D1 in D2, or just the one going for D1 now?
Yeah, so that we'll see that based on the amount of people that commit to the club. So if we have enough people to bring 2 teams, I don't see the reason why not. I think it's always good to have more teams. The more teams, better. So especially for handball, because we need more teams. We need more people. We need more we need more universities and institutions to get the sport to show up in America.
Okay. And you say you're a junior, so next year will be your senior year. So that's the important one. Do you guys have a plan of who's gonna take over after you guys leave?
I think like the club itself is in good hands with like Jacob Roberts and all that, because they live here in Lexington. But yeah, that's a hard. We haven't think about it, but I mean, I think I'll be the only one graduating from next round. So everybody here is a sophomore currently. So I'm just making sure people are gonna take this and follow. So I'm trying to structure the better way I can. And I was teaching people how to do stuff, not just me knowing how to do everything. Because when I leave, then no one else is gonna know how to do it. So I want to make sure like people are getting the legacy and taking over. So yeah.
Yeah, we have a good example of that. I think Pau was in the same situation when he started in Pittsburgh, and now look how big the club is. I think we've seen the same thing in SUNY Cortland as well. So I'm sure in Kentucky, with all this support network that you guys have, it's gonna work as well. So thank you so much, Murilo. I'm sure we're gonna talk again next year. You guys are gonna do great things. So thank you for being here, and good luck for next year.
Well, thank you, Martin, for having me.